Hello there, stampers and card makers. It's Jackie Bolhuis from Klompen Stampers. Today, we're making masculine cards. Now, I don't know about you, but I struggle making masculine cards. I could stamp all day long with flowers and pretty stuff, but masculine cards are hard. And let's face it, there is not nearly as many stamps and fun products for masculine cards. But also, I feel like I don't make as many masculine cards, not just because I struggle, but just because I don't have a need to send as many masculine cards as I do to all my girlfriends and female relatives and so forth. So when it comes to masculine cards, I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I have? And I'm trying to, find things. And I also feel like I don't buy as much masculine stuff because I don't use it as often. Now, all of that to say, there is a product, it's a pack of designer series paper that's in the new annual catalog called He's the Man, or at least that's the sweet collection. I'm not sure what the paper is actually called offhand, but there is a package of paper that instead of 12 sheets comes with 10 because there's also 2 sheets of die cuts. And you know what? I have made 6, plus I'm going to do another one today, so that'll be 7 different masculine cards with no stamps, just a little bit of cardstock, the designer series paper, and these die cuts. And I thought, this is perfect to kind of have on hand because I don't make masculine cards very often, but when I do, I've got this to do it with. Now, there also is a coordinating stamp set and dies, and I'll give you a peek at that because it's wonderful also. And I can't wait to make some really quick and easy cards using that with the designer series paper as well. So I'm kind of thinking between the paper, the stamps, and the dies, we should be set for like a whole year's worth of all the masculine cards we need to make. So today, 7 cards, just focusing on using the designer series paper and the die cuts. And then later on, we'll do something with the stamps. Sound fair? Alrighty, before I flip the camera down, just a quick reminder, in the video description, it's usually right down there, I guess it depends on the device that you're watching this video, there is a link to a blog post. On that blog post, I will have pictures of all 7 cards, along with any measurements I use to cut my cardstock. That way, pick yourself up a pack of this designer series paper and you can easily make all 7 of these cards. Well, actually a lot more because there's a lot more designer series paper and die cuts. It's like, you get 2 of everything, so you'll be able to make a ton of masculine cards. So make sure to check that out. While you're on that blog post, a couple other things over there. One, you can request a catalog. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator already and you'd like a Stampin' Up! Catalog, you can do that over there. You can place an order over there, and you can get a hold of me over there. So it's kind of your one-stop shop for everything. So check out that link that's down in the blog post and make sure you go over there. The other thing is there's also a link to sign up for my email newsletter. Usually once a week, unless there's something really hot and important I have to tell you. But usually on Fridays, I send out an email newsletter. And that always has at least 2 different card making tutorials that you can download for free, as well as keeps you in the loop and updated about any current specials, new products, or any happenings with both Stampin' Up! Or the Klompen Stampers. So you can sign up, link in the video description as well, or on the blog. So that's all the chit-chatting we want to do. But, sometimes I forget to tell you things, and I want to make sure that you know all the fun stuff. Well, really, the fun stuff's stamping, right? Well, then again, we're not going to stamp today. The fun stuff's making cards. Let's flip the camera down, and let's get to work on these masculine cards. Here's a peek at the suite of products that I was talking about. It's on page 78 of the new annual catalog. And you'll see we have stamp set and dies, designer series paper, and then if you purchase it as the collection, you also get the metallic adhesive back dots. And I was right on the name of it. It's called He's the Man for your designer series paper. Now I want to show you the paper. So like I said, there's only 10 pieces. Usually there's 12. So this is the one side, and you can see lots of different themes, kind of a barbecue-y one, just general man stuff, ties and mustaches and bows, some cars and motorcycles, and then outdoorsy camping. And then when we flip it over, you can see we've got some great, again, kind of masculine looking prints that could be used really with any of your card making needs. But what I like about this for masculine cards, like I said, this one pack will get you through the whole year because it's not so heavily themed that it's only going to fit you know, your guy friend if he does something like, I love the golfing stuff, but if they don't golf, it's not, you know, great for it. This will cover probably anybody. And then here I've punched out, oh, I see one I forgot. This is what those die cut sheets look like. Again, it's a 12 by 12, 2 sheets, exactly the same. And what I did is I used a stamp case and I punched out all the pieces and put them in here. So now they are just all ready for me to use to create cards with. Did you know that you could buy these stamp cases? They are in the catalog in a pack of 3. I use them a lot. Paper pumpkin pieces, die cut pieces, memory and more cards. They just kind of keep my projects all together nice and neat. So these are all the pieces that I'm not using on the 7 cards. So as you can see, I can be creating for a long time to come. So since we're not going to do any stamping, I just have a bunch of parts and pieces that I'm going to put together to show you how easy these cards are. So I cut a piece of designer series paper, 4 by 5 1/4. Now remember, I'll have these measurements for you over on that blog post. And we're just going to cover the front of our card. Now, the 6 other ones that I have to share with you, I'm basically starting out the same way. Now on several of the cards, I did use the Stylish Shapes dies. These are kind of a mess. I've been using them so much, but you can see we've got stitched circles, squares, and then some banners. And I thought it worked really perfect just, you know, to kind of work with my die cut embellishments here to back them with a little bit of cardstock. So for this, let's go ahead and let's find some, that sheet's almost gone. Let's get some dimensionals. And remember, these are just die cut pieces. So you get 2 of all the different pieces. You could double up and make 2 of all these cards. Now you also could take, especially for like on the inside, and go ahead and use any greeting set you have. And any of these cards you could easily make into birthday, thinking of you, thank you, whatever kind of cards that you need to. So do all this work and then just add, you know, a quick and easy greeting. Now I think what I want to do here is let's lay it out something like so. You know, I'm just kind of, I halfway figured this out in my mind before I started doing the video. So let's see, is that up high enough? We'll come up a little bit higher, but I'm just using one of the squares and one of the circles. And let's pop the circle up here of those Stylish Shapes dies. Now you wouldn't need to do that. You could just cut some squares or circles, or honestly, you could just go ahead and stick these die cuts right on top of that designer series paper. But I thought this will make my image just pop up a little bit more. And you all know me, it is dimensional city around my house. Just walk around my whole house. You will find these little silly dimensional backings everywhere. They tend to stick to me and stick to everything and get everywhere. I find them in the most unusual places. And let's go ahead and just put that on there like so. So there's the front of my card. Isn't that cute? Now for the inside, because all these cards that I made, I did use a piece of colored cardstock for the card base. And whenever I do that, I always like to put a piece of white on the inside. White or vanilla. I think it makes your card look more finished than just that color. Even if it's a lighter color that you could write on, I think by putting white on the inside just really makes it look a little bit nicer. Just my opinion. And then I was starting to just use up some of these scraps of designer series paper because we always want our insides to look pretty too. So let's just put a little strip of it there. And then a couple die cuts that I pulled out. I love that. And then, you know, I don't always do this. I think lately I've been a little bit more. Don't be afraid to put dimensionals on the inside as well. Yeah, they do get squished down a little bit, but not completely. And it's enough to give you a little dimension in there as well. So, voila. Look at how quick and easy that was. With you, I'm never lost. Hope your day is a grand adventure. You could slap happy birthday in there, thank you, whatever, or just write a little message and it's good to go. So there is our first one. Now these next 6, I'm not going to actually make for you because now you know what I did. I just took all the pieces and stuck them together with either adhesive or dimensionals. But again, all of them, I just, kind of fancied up the inside a little bit. There's the outside with that 4 and a 5 1/4 piece of designer series paper. And then I tried to match up like the die cuts that, you can see where some of them appropriately go with one of the prints. So this is kind of a barbecue smoker or whatever type paper. So you're flipping awesome. And then holy smokes, you're the best. So there is that one. Here is another one similar to what I made. You can see the 2 different ones. Just used a few different pieces there. And our inside. So now I don't know if I've duplicated on any of the pieces I've used. Here, there's 2 cards with our little bus. But all of these other ones, remember, you get 2 of all the different die cuts. So you could easily go look at my pictures on that blog post and you could make at least 2 of each of these cards. You'll have enough die cuts to do that. So there's 5 and then number 6. I just put the designer series paper on there. So 7 cards all together and we still have a ton of paper and a ton of die cuts. Easy peasy, but this is perfect for making those masculine cards. Now, let me show you the stamp set and dies. I started to play just a little bit. So the stamp set, he's all that. And you can see these are very similar to those die cuts that they basically make, little labels. So now we have happy birthday to a classic, every day without you is another adventure, together for the long haul, holy smokes, you're amazing, and to the man who does everything. So those are just 5 of the images here, and all of them I cut out using these coordinating dies. So we've got a great, not really a scallop, kind of a sunburst, I don't know what you call that, circle, this nice oval. You can see it has a little raised border, and then this one I really like. I think I'm going to be using these on a lot of other cards as well. But there's also the die that goes with the love the sky and some texture ones. So all of these cards I could just, put these pieces on here instead. So I think with all of this, if you bought that whole suite collection, you really seriously could make all the masculine cards that you need for the whole coming year and have plenty of things. So I hope you liked today's video, the project ideas, that you saw how easy it is to make those masculine cards that I think so many of us are constantly stressing over. So let me know if you have any questions, or let me know what you think of the projects. I'd love reading your comments. Leave me a comment, share my video, and get a hold of me if you have any questions or if we can help you with anything. We're here to help you learn to make quick and easy cards. We'll be stamping again real soon. Have a stamp happy day.